Bitcoin just hit 70,000 earlier this morning, but it's also hit 70,000 like yesterday. It tanked. And why has it been taking? And where do I think price is going? Where are we headed? Well, let's just get into some of the facts and look at the charts. So Bitcoin is pumping. It is pumping. Why did it end up dumping just a few days ago? Well, it was because of the elections that I believe was getting somewhat manipulated because of the sheer fact that a bunch of really, really wealthy people were betting that Kamala was going to win. And that brought the prices down considerably to where it was like a 50-50. And what happened to the price of Bitcoin? Well, we ended up tanking and bouncing right off of this line that I have drawn out here, which is good, which is support. Over the last 250 days, we have been consolidating in this weird range. It's essentially a flag, okay, which is cool to see. And it's been really, I don't know, you've been able to buy up and down throughout this whole price action, but everybody wants their shit to go to the moon. And how is it going to go to the moon? Well, we have now broken out and now we've come back to the scene of the crime and now we're going up. But the initial panic selling was because of this guy. Look at the manipulation with this, where we go all the way down to like 50-50, right? And now we have now all of a sudden pumped back up here. When we look at charts like this, where they just go tank and then go up, the same thing with these long liquidation candles, you personally just go, hey, this is the market going essentially manipulating for the bigwigs here. And that's exactly what's happening. And that's my perception of it. And truthfully, we know where I stand on this channel. So that's it. If you don't like Trump, good for you. The biggest argument I get from people is that he does a really bad job of representing himself kind of for the people and he's a dick, right? Well, I'd rather have a dick as a president than somebody that says, hey, you want to invade? Sure. But then also, no, you cannot not have a stance on stuff. So typically here, let me show you this market chart as well, because this is important to see. Is every time before the I don't want to use AI. Okay, so we've got the 2016 election, the 2020, and then the 2024 election. Every time we have seen some sort of a trap happening where price gets tanked and then everyone gets scared and then they start buying. And if I look at, which I don't have right at the moment, I guess I can look at the ETF inflow on Bitcoin. Dun, dun, dun. I got to look at it. I should have had it set up here, but basically overall, we have seen massive amounts of buying over the last, I would say, 3 months, where you have big guys coming in here and buying billions of dollars of Bitcoin. Well, what has currently happened? We've been bouncing off of this trend line here, and we instantly yesterday had the first over $500 million outflow on the ETF, which usually when that happens, we see a bottom in Bitcoin. When we see a top, when we see like 800 million inflows on Bitcoin, it's sort of the consensus that the middle class or everybody are buying Bitcoin at the top. And then we see a correction. But when there's massive outflows, well, it's the opposite. Everyone is scared. So that kind of indicates the bottom. And over the last 3 elections, we have seen the bottom of Bitcoin after the election, meaning that like, okay, no. Let me rephrase that. The bottom is in before the election. So we hit it never comes back below that for the bull market on a halving cycle. So every 4 years during the election, which is the same thing. So meaning Bitcoin bottomed right around $67,000 yesterday. Well, the election is today. No matter who wins, systematically and statistically, we see price never go below that again. Bitcoin looks incredibly strong, incredibly strong. So if you've been looking on the sidelines, if you've got a decent amount of risk management, this is not a bad time. I've got some friends that have purchased over $1 million of Bitcoin just at 69,000. Okay. If I look at Ethereum is not looking as advantageous because on the daily, we ended up hitting a lower low. Okay. So first off, if I get out my little drawing tool, okay, here's a low, here's a higher low, here's another higher low, and then here's another higher low, which is great, right? And then we have a higher high, higher high, higher high. This one was, a lower high, but then now, boom, lower high, and then a lower low. So it is on the short term saying that Ethereum is going down. And when it comes to them being to both, well, Bitcoin is up 3%, Ethereum is up 2%. And usually when they tank, Ethereum is down 5%, while Bitcoin is only down like 3%. So Ethereum is not staying with Bitcoin, which sucks, right? I've got a massive $180,000 trade in Ethereum, and I'm kind of thinking why? Because I guess the only thing that I have to look out is the election, and we are holding this trend line here, which is decent. Okay. And if I look at it, well, we got basically an ascending triangle on Ethereum, which when this guy breaks out, usually goes up. So we've got about $800 worth of a move here. So $800 from 2,700. We're looking at that $3,500 range for Ethereum. Bitcoin, because of this massive cup and handle over, I think I got to look at the weekly to see it. So if I'm drawing this out, massive cup and then handle, boom, meaning that here's 67,000 to 17,000. So another like 60,000 or $50,000 gain above 70 is right around that 120. So that is the price target for this guy here, if you can withstand it. And again, we've got a flag. You could call it, it's definitely a flag. It's not a falling wedge. It's a flag. Those things break out. We are breaking out right now. So now in what used to be resistance is now the floor. So now is not a good time to not be in crypto and to be selling crypto. The only thing that scares me is on the weekly is you've got this shooting star, which usually when we get a shooting star, that indicates price is going down. And Bitcoin has a just ability to sometimes make you feel wrong, right? So everyone will expect this guy to go back down to 51% or $51,000. I don't really think that's going to happen. So truthfully, if no matter who wins, okay, whether it's Harris or Donald Trump, personally, I'm betting big on Donald Trump. Kamala Harris, I don't like. And it's just because of it goes against democracy as to why she's in office. It's simply put, being that you did not vote for her to represent. The Democrat Party voted for Joe Biden. And there should have been another election going on to pick who is going to represent that party. No, it was just fill in Kamala Harris. And she's basically been president for the last 6 months. She hasn't really changed much. She's just been focusing on the election. If she really cared about us, she'd be trying to fix the issue that she says Joe Biden caused. Actually, she blames Donald Trump, but she hasn't fixed anything. Anyway, my point being, if she gets elected, I believe that there's going to be some sort of a shock and awe, and we might get down to 60,000 or so before we bounce up. Okay. If Trump gets elected, I personally just think it is going to be a Hail Mary. Everyone is going to go. Everyone is just going to start pumping. But overall, for Bitcoin, it's going to go up. We are entering a bull market for the stock market. Tomorrow, the FOC meeting is going to cut rates by another 0.25%, maybe even 0.5%, which is going to be good. It means it's cheaper to borrow debt. And what do people do when they borrow debt? They go buy shit. And what do they buy it on? They buy it on manufactured stuff, and the smarter people, they go buy houses. They go buy tangible assets, right? They go buy a car, like that's what's going to help the economy. And other people are going to buy Bitcoin with it. right? So this is Johnny Crypto, and we will see what's going on. But as of right now, Bitcoin is teeter-tottering around, oh, I guess maybe I should look at the liquidation maps here for Bitcoin. Massive liquidations at 66,000. Okay, that's the floor. If we break below that, boom, we're going to see like a quick dip down to 64-ish or something. But right now, we're already seeing some liquidations happen right around the $70,000 mark. If this goes through, right, people are adding money to keep their shorts alive. If we pummel through 70,000, boom, we're going to see a giant jump probably to 80,000 really quick. This is Johnny Crypto. I'm here to help you guys make some money. Hit that like and subscribe button and notification icon, and just upvote this video for me. Thank you.